Great. Hey, today everybody, I'm with Pennsylvania State Senator Daylin Leach, who represents the 17th Senatorial District, which is both Montgomery and Delaware counties. And for those of you who are not from Pennsylvania, his district's just outside the city of Philadelphia. Senator Leach, thanks for taking some time to sit down and talking with me about social media.
It's great to be here today.
Hey,
I'm sort of forced to be here today because it's budget, but if I have to kill time, no one better to kill it than you, Roy.
Hey, I appreciate that. I've been following you for quite some time on both Facebook and Twitter. I'd be hard-pressed to identify any Pennsylvania senator who's embraced social media in quite the way that you have. Could you give me an idea of why you started social networking?
Well, I didn't get enough attention as a child, so I've been sort of crying out ever since. My wife's a psychologist. She's explained it to me in great detail. But actually, I thought it would be once it was explained to me by my staff, who is all much, much younger than me. I'm 74 years old. I take fish oil. I look good. I acknowledge that. But they're all in their 20s. So they came and they said, Daylin, you need to be more hip. And frankly, that's going to be easy to do. So we talked about social media, and they got me involved in Facebook. They got me involved in Twitter. And once I sort of figured it out, I really embraced it because it was a great opportunity to, A, reach out to people. Twitter particularly, if you know about the tweet deck, you can not only reach out to your friends on Twitter, but you can reach out to anyone who's interested in various topics. So if I wanted to do something on the death penalty, there's like 4 or 5 tweet feeds that people who care about the death penalty follow, and I can post on those, so everyone in the world who's interested in that issue can see my tweets, and that really appealed to me. And so I got involved in that, and then on Facebook I got involved as well for the same reason, and Facebook's turned out to be terrific because you can. What happens is I post something. Usually, sometimes I post goofy things, shockingly enough, or sometimes I post, things. Positions I have on issues or interesting articles I've read, and I have I don't know, a couple thousand friends now. When I say friends, not that they're going to lend me money, but I mean they're on my Facebook page, and so they often what happens is a whole debate starts, and I have people of all political persuasions and IQ levels on my Facebook page, and they start these arguments. And frankly, not only are they a lot of fun, but I learn things from them. It's been an invaluable tool. It's also a great way to get people, if you're interested in gathering people for a press conference or a rally or a town hall meeting or any event. You post it on Twitter, you post it to the groups that you think could be interested, you post it on Facebook, and thousands of people will know about it. So, for example, when I had a birthday party, I posted to probably 10,000 people, and three came. So it was it was really well. It was good I had that, because otherwise it would have been a much lower turnout.
So you've really embraced it. Your staff is really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I think within the last month, you started your own blog, DaylinSites.com.
Daylin Sites. Daylin Sites. Get Daylin Sites.
I had to hear it from the horse's mouth.
And the only problem with Twitter is you have 140 characters. I think Facebook you get 325 characters, but on my blog you get infinity characters. So I get to write at length, and I do. I am a big fan of political humor. I think that is an art with a long history in this country, whether it's everything from Will Rogers to P.J. O'Rourke to Art Buchwald and Matt Taibbi from Rolling Stone and others. And so I feel like there's sort of a dearth of that now. So what I do is I try to tackle serious national and state issues with a sort of from a comic perspective. You may be wondering, does that ever get you in trouble, Daylin? Yes, dear viewer, it does. But you can't live your life afraid of getting in trouble or getting some negative reaction or getting some hate mail, which I do get from time to time. So, I put these things I put out there. They start debates. I actually have a funny story. Do you have a second for a funny story?
Sure.
Of course you do. I was talking about some right-wing radio thing I heard, national well-known right-wing radio talk show host who said something crazy, and I blogged about it. And the next day, I'm driving home to Harrisburg from Philadelphia, and I turn on this right-wing radio host, because right-wing radio hosts and televangelists and infomercials are what relaxes me. So anyway, I'm listening to this guy, and all of a sudden I turn it on and I hear, and I'll tell you something else, Senator Leach, like I'm like, what? It turns out he had gotten hold of my blog, was upset that I had criticized him, and spent the whole 2.5 hours of my ride from Philly to Harrisburg screaming about me on the air, daring me to call up or to come on his show where he would administer a good, intellectual shellacking. Parenthetically, I did call his show, his producer, my staff did, and said, Daylin, be happy to come on your show. They said no, but it's just one little story of how blogging can really be a tool. I mean, this is a national show that my views got dispersed to and then ridiculed, but still. I'm also going soon to Las Vegas for the National Netroots Convention, which is sort of the blogosphere's convention, to learn more about how I can use social media to get a message out.
That's really cool.
Was that long-winded enough for you?
You're never long-winded.
Okay.
I can tell you long-winded, but we don't need to get into that now. One of the things that you said to me off camera was that you're an open book. And one of the great things about social media is that it really is about transparency. And so, do you find that that you really, that the person that you're conveying in social media is who you are?
Sadly, yes. It's I try to be true to one of the things I've tried to sort of make a pledge to myself to do when I got elected was to be true to myself and true to the issues I care about, and not be sort of afraid, which I find so many politicians are afraid. Well, we can't put up this vote then, even though I agree with it, and I can't say that. So I have been, I think, very aggressive, not only in the issues I select. I look for issues where I believe in the issue, but more than that, what attracts me to an issue is that no one else is willing to speak out on it. And so I feel that that's where I can actually be helpful. If I believe something but everyone else is talking about it, I'm less engaged because, frankly, I'm not needed. So I use the social media to speak out about issues that I think are important that people discuss, whether it's been same-sex marriage or physician-assisted suicide or eliminating the death penalty, or my criticisms of the grand jury report regarding Bonusgate, or a whole host of issues which may be unpopular. If it's an unpopular issue and everyone's afraid to talk about it, that's the issue I want to talk about, which I'm told is an excellent re-election strategy. And the social media is the best way to do that. It's what happens is I'll have one of my thoughts and I'll post it. Half an hour later, I'll get a call from a newspaper. Well, you just posted this, or you said that. I know the criticism of the grand jury report. I posted a blog about that, and within a couple of days, I was in almost every paper in the state, either in the form of an editorial or an interview or something. And so it's a very effective way to get views up because people read these things. Much of the media are my friends. And when I say friends, I feel the love. And so they, when I say something, they know it, and if it's something they're interested in, they get in touch with me.
Hey, that's pretty cool.